We were about to come on, and I realized I scribbled some little last-minute notes on my thing. I was like, "What is this? I don't know." Now I remember.
Breaking news. This just in.
Does anybody know? Solve this mystery. Hey, welcome back to another episode of 1980s Now, a weekly examination of the importance of 1980s pop culture and its influence. Today, my name is Will, and joining me, as always, are my friends and co-hosts, Kat and John. Hey, guys.
Hello, friends.
Hi, Kat and Will.
Check. Hello. There we go. Check.
Hello.
Hey, there you are. All right, yeah. Now, it was our last-minute news story that I added on there. That's what I was trying to decipher. This is what I wrote. John.
Can't wait to hear this.
Thinking ahead, okay? And I'm just going to blow the joke by just saying it right now.
Perfect.
Zangief's loincloth.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh, can't wait to hear this.
All right, hey.
Are you soaking it? What? Have to wait and see.
Yeah, you have to see how it fits in. Or maybe
That's a tease. Now that is a tease.
That is what I wrote. That's what I wrote. Oh, boy. All right, there you go. Hey, while you're trying to figure out that mind-bending puzzle, or instead
I'm going to be
of
thinking about it the whole time.
Yeah, instead of doing that, this is what you need to do. Make this note. Write this down, okay?
Uh-oh.
Write Zangief's loincloth, and then under that, write Gen X Grown Up, and go and check out that show once this one's over. You may want to make some kind of symbol that you know that's a podcast, and one's I don't know, the other one's an article of clothing, I guess.
It is. At least, if nothing else,
tied to a news story. Hey, speaking of news stories, on today's show, we're going to review current news stories related to 1980s media, including we've got another horror movie. Well, I shouldn't say horror movie because it's not a horror movie, and maybe that's the most disappointing thing about it. That it may be too family friendly, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm into it. But another spooky movie, we'll say, coming out in just next week with some throwback 80s vibes. Monster House is the film. We've got another, in addition to that, we've got another horrifying movie that's based, in fact, on a true story. And that
is it called Monster House?
Monster Summer. I knew I was going to do that. I knew it. I've been writing Monster House over and again every time I wrote something about this. Dang it.
I thought I mentioned it now before you got like another 10 minutes deep, and I went, was it called that? So
no. People are like, the movie that came out in 2011? Yes.
Can't wait.
It's new to me. No, Monster Summer. And we've got additionally another new horrifying movie, as I mentioned just a moment ago, based on a true story this time. It's called Woman of the Hour. And this is the fascinating, terrible tale.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. No joke.
Kat disagrees.
We're going to get Kat to watch all these movies. John, we just have to start reviewing movies, do episodes, entire movie reviews.
That's all, right? And she's forced to watch them in order to know what she's talking about.
Just sit judging us.
Indignant.
Yeah. No joke. Weird Al is going on tour again.
Yay.
We've got hot sauces based on video games. Oh, that's what my note probably meant.
That had something to do with loincloths?
Yeah, what would Zangief's loincloth taste like? I guess. I don't know. Maybe spicy.
Vodka?
We start the show again. All right. And finally, we're gonna ask the.
You mean this episode, or go back to the beginning and start the entire show again?
Yes. How far?
Welcome
how many
to the
years
inaugural
back?
episode.
Yes. There you go. And then finally, we're gonna ask whether conventions. I'm talking about comic book. We call them comic book conventions. They're not limited to that anymore. Of course, do they cost too much? Because we've got the original Jason Voorhees himself saying they do. We're going to talk about that. All right, time codes are in the show notes. If you'd like to skip ahead, let's get started immediately on 1980s news. It says Blanca or Blanca. I say Blanca, right? Zangief's loincloth is what it says. Hey,
can't wait.
First up on 1980s news, Monster Summer. Yeah, as I just mentioned just a moment ago, just in time for the fall, we've got a movie that's set in the summer. Yeah. So
I hadn't thought of that.
I mean, when you see the trailer, and I'm going to show it to you in just a moment, it does have more fall vibes to it, right? I don't know. There's something about maybe the fall that it's probably because of the supernatural element that we've talked about before. We associate more with this season.
sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right. Kids running around scared feels like, it's an October vibe kind of movie, even though I guess apparently it's set in the summer.
Yeah. And I think I did more BMX biking in the fall, probably. We did some in the summer, but probably not long distances. It's probably just way too hot.
Right.
So we wound up
Yeah.
staying in place mostly.
That's what I was thinking. You might have wanted a little cooler weather for BMXing. Or...
The crunch of the leaves under your knobby tires. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's all part of it.
So the star of the Black Phone, Mason Thames, or maybe is that how you say it? I mean, it's spelled like Thames, like the river.
Thames.
So is Mason Thames, you think?
It might be.
I don't know.
Well, the river is Thames.
Yeah, I know. It might have spelled just like that. Mason Thames or Thames is gearing up for a monster summer. He and a number of other young actors who I don't know who they are. They're going to be starring in this spooky family adventure from director David Henry. Now, I do recognize David Henry because he was a child actor on Wizards of Waverly Place, Disney show that I watched with my youngest many, many years ago. And then my oldest when she was young, and then my youngest when she was of that age as well. Yep. And it appears to be a supernatural coming-of-age story similar to those that we watched in our youths. And that's why I'm kind of stoked about it. And if you haven't seen it, I'm going to share the trailer with you right now.
Whoa.
Oh, hang on. Can't hear it. Can you guys hear it?
No.
Nope.
And it's going super fast.
Yeah, something's up.
Or
I see the volume button there, but that's not doing anything.
It looks like it's muted in the little window there.
Yeah, I know, but I can't unmute it.
Oh, okay. There's Mal.
Huh, and they both say they're muted. Our other video, too.
No, it is scary.
Hang on, let me double check the video on my computer because I can play it off instead of uploading it, we can just share the screen. Let's do that. If the file has sound to it, let's see. Oh, it says I can't even open the document. There's any error with it. Let's see. You know what? Let's try this. I bet you I gotta do this, which I've never had to do before, but let's do this.
Well, Nathan thinks Mel's looking good. I just want to point that out.
Good. Let's see. Make a difference? It didn't make a damn bit of difference. All right. Let's just go to YouTube and watch it from there.
Okay.
We're getting this done some way or another.
Give somebody a view. Come on, Will. Help your brother out.
Yeah. I think I'm going to get some kind of mirrors in front of mirrors thing. I'm going on to YouTube live.
Ah.
Let's see. Monster, not Monster House, Monster Summer trailer.
Oh, dear. Marcus is...
Oh, it's already on my window here.
This is why he's watching for production value.
Shut up, Marcus.
Oh, this guy.
All right.
This guy.
Here we go. All right, let me share.
Have you heard his podcast?
No. And yeah, exactly. Where's that? Much love to you, Marcus. All right, let's get rid of these two trailers here because this isn't going to do anything for us. Let's remove these.
Yeah, get rid of that Woman of the Hour one.
Yeah.
Ooh, get rid of it.
No, keep that one.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. Get rid of that. Get rid of this.
Actually, I watched it twice because I was so freaked out by it.
Really? That's interesting. Let me see if I could just share YouTube. There we go.
Nathan
Share
says
it.
we'll fix it in post.
Exactly. You're not going to hear any of this when you listen to the show. All right. Now I got to go back and share screen. All right. Don't look at my recommended videos, okay? Don't reflect
Please.
anything that I watch.
Could be anything.
Oh, wait, I don't see John of Gen X grown up.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go pull it up.
Let's get that gang back together again.
Be a little jumpy. You know what? This is unwatchable.
I've heard stories about it. Some people think he was a
Oh, you
spy,
think?
bank robber.
Too jumpy.
I'm watching it.
Buried
Keep going.
No, I'm not going to keep going. Hang on. We're going to try one thing. I learned something today.
Oh.
See
In
if
other
we can
news.
share this. Do some other news stories. John, we're going to cut us all out. Don't you worry about it, buddy. It's going to be great.
Oh, I know. You don't have to tell me. You got to tell Marcus.
Who says ouch?
Oh, my goodness.
It's Take on Me in Color.
It's what?
Take on Me in Color.
He said
that
The
mean?
sketchy kind of drawing from
Color.
Aha's video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, how many frames per second was that?
It was more of a
Terrible.
slideshow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just learned this. I swear, I think it's Mac. I think they're just. Wait, what the hell is that? I think they just try
Well,
to
while Will
stick
is
it
working-
To, yeah, you guys, you talk.
While Will is working,
Wow, Will
I will
is
tell
working.
you about
Ooh.
what is going to be, or just was, I guess, just released on Thursday, a
Ooh.
really entertaining episode of the Gen X Grown Up podcast. We were covering
Oh.
the top Billboard Hot 100 hits from 1984, and one of them was a Duran Duran song.
Yeah.
In order to know what I was talking about, I went right to the source. I went right to Kat. I went, so Kat, there's this song that was big in 1984. What do you know about it? And I said, don't do too much research. And she said, don't worry, I don't have to do any research. And she provided me anecdotal information, factual information, names of people, editors, the key grip. She knew everything about this song.
Yeah.
Key grip.
And I was sure to credit her with all that information when I shared it on the show. Turned out to be a really good show. I think you're going to enjoy it.
I'm so honored. I can't wait to hear it.
She was probably getting a foot rub from Simon Le Bon while she gave you the information.
Oh,
Most likely.
man.
Most likely.
All right, let's see if this is going to work now. Tell
Thanks,
me.
Will. Thanks
Hopefully
for
you
that.
guys can let's save that guy for later. All right. Here, see if you can hear this.
Okay.
Can you?
Nope.
No?
Can see it. There's a big Martha's Vineyard ferry.
All right, let's
What'd you
just
call
talk
me?
about this crappy ass movie. I don't even want to see this movie now. I blame them.
Well, we can act like we saw it and put that then in the episode.
No, it jammed up my camera thing too. What the
Oh no.
You know what? Partly what happened is my like seriously, can you guys move us around?
Oh,
Like everything is broken.
Yeah, I got it. We're good.
there we
Oh,
are.
there you are. Jesus
All
Christ.
right.
Do you need me to play the trailer? What are you doing over there? Is somebody with a Windows computer?
I don't know. Chrome updated today. That's what I blame.
Oh.
I blame that in part. But I don't know why the videos don't have sound. They should have sound. I don't know why
Well,
that is.
I bet John could pull it up pretty quick.
That's bullshit. You
He's
want to
doing
try
it right
John?
now. Look at him.
Are you
He's doing
calling
it right now.
shenanigans on me? I'm bullshit or?
Look.
All right. So it's called Monster House, you said?
No, isn't
Monster
it Monster
Summer House is the vacation movie of the summer.
Monster
of the year.
Squad?
Okay.
Monster Summer House could be the sequel to Monster Summer and Monster House. So look, we've been on the show so long right now. Monster Summer is out. It's out now. And now it just
All right.
closed.
Do you want to see the movie? The trailer?
Yeah,
I have it
can
right
you-
here. Do you want to see
do
it? Of course.
Yeah.
I'm happy to help. I'm happy to help. Just share a screen.
I don't know why I couldn't get sound to come out of mine.
I don't
Oh.
know either.
Everything's patched accordingly.
Where's the button? I can't see. It's over here. Sure.
What are you laughing at? There's nothing funny about this.
You said I didn't know
Something's
how
funny.
I couldn't get sound to come out of mine. Struck me as silly.
All right. Put that in your pipe and share it. I'm ready.
Let's see.
Great.
All right, here we go. Let's try this one.
Monsters. Yeah.
Yay!
Ooh.
Let's get that gang back together again.
Song?
That's what they say when we're together.
Ain't this old man Carruthers' property?
I've heard stories about him. Some people think he was a spy, bank robber. I bet their bodies are buried somewhere on this property.
I just scared too.
Run, it's Mel Gibson.
That's one in?
Is he there?
What is that?
A teenager is recovering today after nearly drowning.
Hey, Ben? Something happened to Ben that I can't explain. It's like he's a zombie at Night of the Living Dead.
You okay, bud?
Oh my.
What are you nuts?
Guys, it's okay. I invited him.
Easy, fella.
This is Gene. He's a detective.
Retired. Well, there's more of you. I'm gonna have to dig a mass grave now.
What?
He's a little too convincing.
Something is out there. If we sit around and do nothing, kids are gonna get hurt, including us. It came after me, man. What came after you?
Cocaine Bear.
There's definitely something weird going on here. Monsters.
Yeah. You guys ready?
Not us. Who? Let's do this.
The kids have this vacant look in their eyes. Lights are on, nobody's home. You are overreacting. It's just kids being kids.
Ooh.
There you go.
Thanks,
Got a little
Joe.
Stranger Things vibes going on there.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought when I saw it. Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
And the comparison is unavoidable.
yeah, but what is
Will's saying no. What does that mean?
Well, I mean, but I feel like that sort of swallows up everything, right? If we say teenagers going on an adventure that involves supernatural things,
Yeah.
I know
does
what
that
it
mean,
means.
like,
Yeah.
does that work backwards then? I mean, other films that we enjoyed, are they Stranger Things too? Is
Okay, I
is
think it
Goonies
was all the
Stranger
bikes.
Things, Monster Squad, Stranger
Bikes help?
Things is
Yeah.
I thought of Stranger Things because of all the bike riding.
E.T. Is
in the-
E.T. Stranger Things?
Well, that was just one, right?
No,
One
no.
bike.
Oh gosh, Cat.
Don't remember.
There was a whole race through the suburbs on
There's
the
a whole
bike.
chase
Yeah.
scene. Oh,
There was.
Right.
I
Yeah.
wanted to reenact that.
You know,
one.
with the walkie-talkies. I mean, guns. I mean, walkie-talkies.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Look for the guns. Go for
That's
the
right.
guns.
But I will tell you, I think it had a Stranger Things vibe. There were many things in it.
Okay.
There was nostalgic music in it. So
Yeah.
we had, I think I'm alone now. Is that Tiffany? Who does that? Is that Tiffany?
Yeah. Well, yes. It's a cover.
Yes,
Is that right?
Brandon is
The original.
particularly excited to hear
It's
Tiffany.
Tiffany,
Yes.
yes. Yep.
So anyway, so you had nostalgic music from the 80s. It looks like it's set in the 80s because nobody had a cell phone and kids are riding bikes, so it must be in the 80s still.
Yep.
You had the kids on the bikes themselves, and you had them. There's something going on in their neighborhood, and it don't look good, and they have no one to call, and so
Not yet,
they're
no.
kind of on their own dealing with some extra supernatural thing, and
Yeah.
so all those little, like, there's a caper going on. It looks like all that is what makes it Stranger Things. Not just kids on bikes for me. It's all those pieces. Is that kind of what you were saying too, Kat?
Yes. You
Yeah.
said it better than I could. Yes, absolutely. The thing that started it off was the bike stuff from in my brain.
Yeah. Look, I love Stranger Things, right?
But
But I just gonna say, but Stranger Things is an homage to things we grew up
I
with.
know.
We're using
I know.
Stranger Things as a shorthand for all of the things it pays homage to.
Well, because it did it so well. So it sort of encapsulates so many of those things. I think.
Anyway, look. So according to the film's official synopsis, when a mysterious force begins to disrupt their big summer fun, Noah and his friends team up with a retired police detective to embark on a monstrous adventure to save their island.
Oh,
Yeah, it seems like, based on the trailer, obviously, as we're discussing here, it leans heavily into nostalgia of our childhoods, although it's hard to say what era it's set in. It may be contemporary, but clearly it's meant to seem like it could be of a 80s or 90s. The guy who directed David Henry, who I said he was a child actor in Wizards of Waverly Place, he's a millennial, so it could be, obviously it's not going to be the 80s, but probably the 90s, that sort of thing.
there was one of those station wagons with the wood side.
yeah, the wood-sided station wagon, right? Like
Yeah.
a family truckster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the nostalgia is by design. Henry told the website Scary Mommy, quote, "I wanted to recreate films that I grew up watching with my family, like Sandlot, The Goonies, like E.T. I wanted this familiar nostalgic experience for the parent who might be bringing their kid," end quote. Part of recreating that nostalgia was adding accomplished actors that the parents are familiar with, in addition to the young actors, again, who I don't recognize, including Lorraine Bracco, Patrick Renna, who was in The Sandlot. He played Ham. And Mel Gibson, of course.
Yep.
We also saw, it looks like Kevin James has maybe a role or a small role in there.
Was that right?
Yeah, he was with Gibson at some scene. They were yelling at each other.
Oh, I missed
in
him
like a
in there.
diner. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't catch him. Good eye.
Well, I didn't know who it was. I just know the scene he's talking about.
Okay.
I think it looks like it has a lot of potential. I think, and I'll leave it at that. I guess any movie that cast Mel Gibson lately, or maybe even Kevin James, I'm like, couldn't they get nobody else? And I only say that because I think the rest of Hollywood's like, don't work with these people. But
Yeah.
so if that's who you wind up getting, does that make a statement about the production values? Because what I'm suggesting.
Interesting.
But looking at it, I would never suggest that. It looks great.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I
that
think I
problem of
wanna
trying to
see it.
separate the artist from the art.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
after the fact, it's even more difficult. It's one thing to learn something about someone after the art, and there's something about when they make art after you know something about them.
Yes.
That's a different thing in your brain.
And I don't even mean that, because I've watched Mel Gibson in some films since. Like he plays that Santa in that movie. Oh, that movie's so good. I love that movie. You know what I'm talking about, John? I can't remember what it's called. Fat Man?
I do. I haven't seen it. I know what you're talking
it's
about.
so
Yeah,
good. It's called Fat
Oh.
Man. You
Okay.
like to
I
see
didn't
really
see
play
it
Santa?
because it had the Mel Gibson stink on it. I'm like,
Okay.
do I really want to watch it?
Yes.
Not that again, it's difficult to
I get you.
compartmentalize
You know,
after the
I
fact for
understand
me.
that, yeah. No, more what I'm saying is I think Mel Gibson, again, he's not in mainstream movies lately. And because of the stuff you're suggesting. So if that means that's who they could get, and maybe it was David Henry's first choice was Mel Gibson because, he grew up watching him on movies. I don't know. But anyway, it looks great based on the trailer. Otherwise, I wish Gibson would have shaved or maybe taken a shower. He looks really rough. I'm sure his character is supposed to be, but it doesn't even look like he has any Hollywood makeup on or anything. I think he wore his own clothes to the set. Maybe it's that kind of low budget production.
You want to top this off, Will? An article that I read about it, because I was trying to find, is it a period piece? Because like
Right,
you
me
said,
too.
there's nothing that defines it. But I couldn't
Yeah.
find it. I couldn't nail it down. And in the article, I read that where they shot is like Martha's Vineyard or somewhere.
It looks like it is.
That-
Yeah.
While they were there, they gave him the key to the city and made it Mel Gibson Day in town and everything. Like they're
Oh.
celebrating him there. So
Wow.
December
not
16th.
everybody feels the same way.
Right. Yeah. Maybe
Interesting.
the further you're away from the West Coast, I guess.
You're right.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. Henry told Deadline, quote, historically, fairy tales used monsters to personify our deepest fears while empowering young people to overcome them. Now more than ever, we need narratives that inspire courage in the face of darkness, end quote. And that made me, think that we don't often see, although during our generation, certainly in the 1980s, we had a lot of films that did have young people as the heroes fighting against some evil, often that the parents didn't recognize, like in Stranger Things,
Sure.
or they didn't believe their children, that sort of thing.
Right.
And so
Mhm.
this does seem to be of that ilk. And so again, I'm in for it.
And there's a formula in there that I'm a fan of that I've seen in
Yeah.
plenty of movies. It's not just a Stranger Thing that you just you went halfway down the path of kids are discovering something and they know for sure it's real and the parents
Yeah.
don't believe them.
Yeah.
And the pivot for the third act is when the parents finally realize it's real.
Right.
And it's like a vindication for the kids.
Yep.
There's a feeling there that I've seen over and over in so many movies, right? It's like, it's time travel. Okay, quit screwing around. It's a monster. Okay, quit screwing around. And then finally they go, oh, shit, you're right, it is. Let me help the kids out. And it's fun for the characters of the kids to see them grow into being believed and proving they were right.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And part of that trope is usually an adult, like one adult that believes them, but it's the character that's dismissed as the wacky so-and-so.
Yes.
It's the Doc Brown, right?
Yes. Doc Brown.
Yeah.
Fright Night, it's Roddy McDowell's character.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
The goofball. Yeah. Why is he hanging around with kids anyway? You can't believe him.
The whole thing. Monster Summer, not Monster House, arrives in theaters on October 4th.
Pretty
Definitely
soon.
check it out.
Yeah.
Definitely going to check it out. Hey, John, if you would prepare to show us this next one, Woman of the Hour trailer.
There's nothing I would rather do.
No.
Hey, next up in 1980s news, here per the Hollywood Reporter, Anna Kendrick picks the wrong guy. So this October, again, just a few days from now, just a week or so from now, when this show airs anyway, Oscar-nominated Anna Kendrick makes her feature directorial debut with this film, Woman of the Hour. It's a fact-based crime thriller in which she also stars. Daniel Zavato, Nicolette Robinson, and Tony Hale round out the cast for the film that is based on the real-life story of Rodney Alcala. And you may not know who he is. Let's show you the trailer first, and then we can talk about it afterwards. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pull it up. Give me stand by one second.
Yeah. just doing a little setup, and then we'll cut it together. It'll be great. Let's see here. How do I get out of this? There we come on, live. There we are, live.
I'm so ready.
What is Nate talking about? His first comeback was yeah. Mel Gibson.
No?
His first comeback was talking to a beaver puppet, right? Yeah.
I was wondering what I don't know what that's
Yeah, that's
referencing.
What is that called? I remember that.
Was it a movie?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember what it's called. I didn't see that one.
Oh,
Tell us, Nathan.
I feel like it was the name of the puppet.
It's called the Beaver. Beaver.
Oh.
Okay. Should I put it on my watch list, Nathan?
kind of on the nose, huh?
Yeah.
And share.
Yes. I don't know. All right, here. Let's check out the trailer for this here.
Oh my God, where are we? What is this place? Anyway, I'm auditioning in a week.
That's in the bag.
Oh yeah, you think so?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have this like Patti Smith vibration thing going on. I'm talking about soul.
Okay. Sorry. I think that's good. That's good. I'm into that.
Creepier.
How do you feel right now?
Fine.
Excuse me, man. Can you give us another round? We'll have to get out of here then, huh? I'll walk with you. Hey. You told me your number?
I just gave it to you.
Yeah, no, I know. I just want to make sure I have the right one.
Right. Just let me see it and
Can't repeat it from memory?
I mean, don't you kick off the heels at this point and start running back to the bar?
Yep. I'm
Man.
done. Bye.
Something.
Oh.
Wow. For folks that have seen this trailer, watching now, you see Kendrick's character, Cheryl Bradshaw, is creeped out by her date. She sits there with him at a bar, but she doesn't know yet just how truly correct her instincts are. Because the man seated across from her is the ruthless serial killer Rodney Alcala, whom she met on a 1978 episode of The Dating Game.
Wow.
And this film is based on a true story.
Wow.
Now the actor that's playing Alcala,
Yeah.
first, good and creepy, wonderful.
Yes, yes.
What's it got to be for someone that they were looking for the creepiest, most serial killery kind of character.
Yeah.
And I won. And I'm the guy.
Right. It won't be even great as if he looks nothing like a real guy.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
we know you look nothing like him, but dude, you creeped us out.
You just embodied the spirit of this asshole, so we want to give you this part.
And then, hi, I'm Chris.
Just grow your
Hansen.
hair up.
And they just arrest him right there.
I was making a movie.
What are you doing here today?
That's what we tell them all.
Per Netflix's official page, quote, "The woman of the hour flips the serial killer story on its head, zeroing in on Alcala's victims and the lives he cut short." I'm not sure exactly what they mean about that. I mean,
How's it flipped?
Yeah, I'm not
No.
sure. Unless,
Yeah.
and obviously, it seems in part, right, to be focused on at least this character that Anna Kendrick plays.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
one of the people he stalked. I'm trying not to give too much away. Yeah.
Yeah. I have an idea. If I were in the writer's room, and I could whisper in the ear of Anna Kendrick. She's already made the film. It's too late now. So make it an anthology piece. Little stories where you learn about the woman and follow her until she meets him. And then you cut to black and go to the next woman. Get to know her, follow her, and then, oh, shit, right? That would flip it on its ear. I don't know if that's what they're
Yeah.
doing. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah.
That idea, I mean, just creeps me out. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what creeped me out in the trailer is the way, I mean, of course, trailers just show little snippets from throughout a whole movie, but these snippets were, who knows how much of the movie it is? I don't know, is it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever? But it's just enough. It's like, oh, okay, there's something missing here, and then we go to the next bit, and there's something missing. Oh, and the way it progresses.
Yeah, it was cut
The
together very
uncomfortable
well.
silences are the best part of that.
Mhm.
Where like you got to fill the silence. And go, no, I'm into that. Just like you're trying to bring back normalcy with this guy across from you that clearly is not normal.
Yeah. And if you don't look, I'm not gonna. I'm going to try to avoid. I'm not going to try. I'm going to avoid spoiling anything I think that may be important to reveal in this story with regard to the real story, so you can watch it and be suspenseful. But Alcala was a serial killer and sex offender who began his violent crimes as early as at least 1968. And in the early 1970s, he was sentenced and served time on different occasions for different crimes, only to continue to assault people shortly after being released.
Wow. Yeah.
So this guy was in and out of jail doing horrible things every time he got out.
Serial recidivist.
He's known to have at least killed 5 people in the late 1970s, although it's suspected there may be many others. Kendrick directed the film from Ian McDonald's script, which appeared on the Blacklist in 2017. If you don't remember, we talked about the Blacklist. We're not talking about the 40s and 50s list of folks who may be a member of the Communist Party.
Right.
This Blacklist now is Hollywood's annual survey of the most liked yet to be produced screenplays.
Okay.
And this film's on there for years that just stay on there. And, I love this movie, but no one's taking it to forward for production. But this was on that list in 2017, and they picked it up off of there. You guys ever watch The Dating Game? Any incarnation of that?
I'm sure I must have seen it. I don't remember going out of my way to watch it, but I know it was in front of me at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure I watched it. It was evening television. It was during the week, and it was just before the news that would be on because my dad wanted to watch that, and so you'd end up accidentally watching shows like The Dating Game. I did anyway. That's how I saw it. I wasn't tuning in to go, oh, let's see who gets up dating, because I don't know what the hell they're doing or why are they doing this thing. I don't know what dating is, but I remember seeing it and like who gets paired with who. Yeah.
Is that the one? Like, is it people who can't see each other and there's questions? And I definitely saw it. Yeah.
I feel like it came on during the day, morning or afternoon. It's something I would see in reruns, like the 70s version in reruns. If you're homesick from school or something like that.
Yeah.
It's right before or after The Price is Right.
Yeah, I feel like maybe, and Love American Style, like in between that or something.
That's probably
in addition to Alcala, who's probably the most infamous person that's ever been on The Dating Game, there's dozens and dozens of celebrities that were contestants on the show before they were famous. I'll give you just a few here, folks that you would remember from our time here, or a member of our generation. Judd Apatow, for example.
Okay.
Bryan Cranston. Bill Bixby.
I've seen that one.
Oh, you have? Farrah Fawcett. Sally Field.
Wow.
Imagine being on that. You'd be lucky.
I always figured those people ended up on the game because they're looking for single, attractive people in Hollywood that have time to go on casting calls. And guess who those are? Actors and actresses.
Right. Yeah. And even you caught that she says, I'm going on an audition at the beginning of that trailer. And he says, oh, you're shooing or whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
Many of these people were performers. So they're good looking and they're good on camera. They know how to behave.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, otherwise in 1980s news, let's see what. Yeah, Chad says wasn't Pee Wee Herman on it. Yeah, I believe that's correct. Paul Rubens.
Was he?
I don't think he was a character though, right? He was I don't think he was a character.
Over the date.
Oh no, he was as Pee Wee Herman in 1979.
What?
Paul Rubens appeared as Pee Wee Herman. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Who were the other contestants? Was there some kind of like parody?
Yeah, it was
parody with
Elvira was looking for a date.
Right. Yes.
And Paul Rubens, Captain Carl, and
Oh my goodness.
Whatever character Lawrence Fishburne played on the show. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tom Selleck, Rhonda Shears, Suzanne Summers, tons of people. John Ritter, Michael Richards. All right, whatever.
Wow. Like Hollywood
Tom
Square.
Selleck, yeah,
dating.
John Ritter, yeah. Karen saying as well. Where were we? Okay, hey, another 1980s news. Weird Al is hitting the road in 2025 in his bigger and weirder tour.
I want to go.
Yeah, I do. Right? It's just like so premature, and we tell you this now only because tickets are on sale now. So you know, they just became just like a few days ago, as of the airing of this episode. They're out there, so get them while they're hot and available, and before the scalpers or whatever they're called now, the third party resellers get their hands on them. But yeah, Weird Al's gearing up for a tour, a huge tour in 2025 that will keep him on the road all summer long. On Monday, September 24th, the parody singing icon announced the dates for the 65-city tour, revealing that he'll kick it off with a 5-night run at the Venetian Theater at the Venetian Resort in June of next year, followed by stops all across the country before winding down with a September 20th gig at the Ascend Amphitheater in Nashville. I do note that while he'll be in PA in July and making a few stops in Ohio, he's not going anywhere near Jacksonville.
Nope. Nothing in the Southeast. I looked.
I know. What do you do?
Now,
yeah.
I went VIP for the mandatory tour, the mandatory fun tour a few years ago.
Yeah.
Backstage access, front row, all that stuff. He put his foot up on my wife's armrest and sang directly to her for one verse. And we were right up there. Oh, yeah. It was phenomenal. But apparently, he's done with the Southeast. He's not coming like Florida, Georgia, Alabama. I didn't see anything down here.
John,
too many hurricanes.
Are you blaming your wife while he had his leg up on the armrest with their shenanigans?
was she making crude gestures? No, she was laughing.
She wasn't like like doing a speed bag kind of thing.
Speed bag? No. No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Yes, we call that speed bagging in the S&M community.
Oh my God.
We always called it speed sack, but it's a northern thing maybe.
Oh yeah, different south. Kit Kat, blow. See, look at that. Speed bag doesn't get her. I can just say blow, and she's like,
well, I had to think about.
According to, she just want to think. According to a press release, after 2 world tours playing his original songs in intimate venues, is that what it was, John? Was that more of an intimate venue?
It sure sounds like it.
Oh no! It was downtown Orlando at I can't even think of the name of the venue. It's it was at the Universal Studios. They have an exhibit hall there, and so it was in a big amphitheater there.
Oh, okay. So maybe they're talking about a different tour. Anyway, after he's been in intimate theaters, he's going to be back in amphitheaters with his full multimedia production for the first time in 6 years, including his giant video wall, multiple costume changes, and an amazing 8-piece ensemble featuring Al's original band. Per Al, quote, "We'll be doing all the big crowd-pleasing parodies as well as some deep cuts for the hardcore fans, but with twice as many players on stage, everything is going to sound twice as good," end quote.
Also, special guest, Puddle's Pity Party.
Yes. I'm a fan of Puddle's Pity Party.
Don't know Puddle's Pity Party.
He's the 7-foot Pagliacci-inspired clown with an amazing operatic voice. He does. I've seen him with Scott Bradley. Scott Bradley. They do like covers, like they take a contemporary song and put it in a different genre, of a different era.
Right.
And he's sung some of their songs with them, but he does he does his own stuff. Yeah, he's a very interesting guy.
Yeah, very similar to do you know Richard Cheese? That's kind of what he does too. Similar kind of like actually you said genre bending. It was a rock song. Except he makes them all lounge songs. Kind of like the Star Wars, nothing but Star. Exactly. He makes them all lounge songs. Yeah,
that sounds great. His name is quite something.
Marcus says Huntsville, July 27th. John, there you go. Road trip.
That's close.
Was that 5, 6, 7 hours? 8, 9, 10,
I think
11
it's 6 hours to get to Alabama.
Okay, really? I thought you were close.
Oh yeah, The panhandle is long, brother. It's got ways to get.
Oh, I forget you got to go across. Yeah, right.
Just to go
Yeah,
across.
yeah. You change time zones, and then you start driving in Alabama. Yeah.
Nate says, I got my Even Worse album signed outside after the first time I saw him. Very cool.
Ooh,
Excellent.
nice.
I would imagine he's a super nice guy. He certainly seems like it.
He is. I've met him several times.
Oh.
Yep. He was the first concert I ever attended.
Wow. Your
No
first
surprise, I suppose.
concert.
And
Where's the
then
air horn?
he went straight to Alan Parsons after that.
Yes.
You only see these guys that have the name Al. We covered that already.
That's it. That's all it is.
As I mentioned, tickets are already on sale. Get yours. All right, we're going to skip this story for another
I wanna
time.
go
We
to
don't have
Philly.
anything to talk about. What's that, Kat?
I want to see him in Philly. He's going to be in Philly.
Yeah,
in
so John,
July.
yeah, maybe you just got to fly to Philly or fly to Cleveland, and we'll go,
I
Maybe.
would
It's a spectacular show. Yeah.
love
I've seen
to
him
see
live
Weird Al with
3
you.
or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The first concert was live at Pleasure Island at Disney, and then I saw him live at some Georgia theme park. He played out in the field, and I saw him there during the Running with Scissors tour, and then I did the VIP at Mandatory Fun. And every single time, regardless of whether it was a big production, like the small venues you mentioned, or the amphitheater, it's unbelievable that he's the age he is. He's slightly older than us. He's in his 60s, but he is amazing. He is energetic, and he is everything you think he is. He's that and more. It's a fantastic show. Even if you're not into parody songs,
Yeah.
if you're into musicality and performance, his shows are great.
Mm-hmm.
I got to do this. I got to see him.
Sold.
Yeah.
Did I throw you off?
Yeah, I thought you made me think of something. That's fine.
Oh.
I don't know. Some joke about the Weird Al Alan Parsons project. I don't know. That wasn't what I'm saying.
Oh.
All right. Anyway. Okay. Hey, and other 1980s news as we pivot here. I don't have anything written down. I'll just read it from the website here.
There you
go. Let's see. A new. What are we talking about?
Is this loincloths?
Yes. I'm just looking through the pages for some content here. Let's see. In other 1980s news, a Atari-inspired hot sauce is coming to challenge the gamer in you. How long can you last?
One.
Yeah, geez, Louise. So Ollie Reynolds is known in the chili world as Chili Ollie, and Dave Perrett, the Chili Pepper Perrett. They really people call him that. This is something you put in your bio, and no one really calls you that, right?
It's on his birth certificate.
Is that right?
Oh.
They both, like us, they both grew up in the golden era of gaming with Atari 2600 consoles in hand. These chefs, who grew up alongside the rise of the video game system, spent their childhoods mastering it, and now years later have channeled that nostalgic love into their latest culinary project, Atari sauce. That's right. So let me see if we can. Let's see if we can share this. I think I could share this because this is just talking static images here.
Just pictures.
I can do it if you want. I have it right here.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you want to do?
I could see John was getting it ready.
I was going to show the
Tag
shop
team.
page or something where you can sort of see them all there.
It's like a race.
So let's see what this. With this new Atari sauce line, they've fused the nostalgia of your favorite Atari games with mouth-watering sauces that are as epic as the high scores you chased in arcades. This
Wow.
bottle's packed with flavors inspired by classics like Breakout, Adventure, and Asteroids, bringing the thrill of gaming right to your kitchen.
Oh no.
All right. We'll take a peek here at some of the flavors you have here. And look, I am a sucker for marketing. The boxes,
These look so goofy and cool.
Oh,
the boxes
it's
of each of
game
these flavors.
boxes.
Yes. They look
So
just
look at
like
this.
game boxes.
Look
Yeah,
at this. You roll over the adventure. Oh, and there's the bottle. It's even on the bottle. Look at this.
Mystic Dragon,
Mm-hmm.
Galactic,
Enchanted Berry. What do we have? Yar's Inferno. Super Breakout. Jalapeno. Pong. Haunted House. And Gravatar. These are the 10. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, no, Yours, John's been talking about Yours over on the new Yours over on his Genic Grown Up channel.
Yeah.
So that's on my mind. And this is a hot sauce. And this says Yar's Inferno hot sauce. This is give you an idea of how they describe some of these. Unleash your inner Yar with this Inferno level hot sauce. Spicy enough to seek revenge on any bland dish.
I think
And they're only like, was it 7 pounds? What's that, like $8 or something? Yeah,
I'm
guessing.
Oh, it's on your page there. If you roll over, it, I think. Oh, you got it there. Yeah.
Does it have a conversion?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe somewhere.
No. I'm sorry. I didn't see where you were. Yeah. It's like $7.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Well, for us, is it that close? I thought it'd be more like $10 or
It's right in there somewhere. Yeah.
somewhere around there. I
Yeah,
think
not
that
as
there's
simple
an
bottle.
opportunity for a reference to hemorrhoids with asteroids.
So, Kat. All right, Kat.
You don't
let's see.
describe what it's like coming out, Kat. It's what's going in is what you
Kat,
want to
what is
describe.
your copy? Go for it. Write your copy there.
Write my copy.
Let's see how it compares to what they wrote here. What is?
I
Is
don't
there?
go in the writer's room.
Here,
All right,
first we're going to check asteroids and see what the official one is, and the Cat's going
Yeah.
to describe it as something to do with blasteroids.
Yeah.
Blast off into flavor with galactic hot barbecue sauce, bold, smoky, and hotter than a direct hit from an asteroid.
Kat. Yeah. Kat, I think they're doing already what you're suggesting. Blasting off with something bold and smoky.
Oh, yes.
I think that's exactly what they have in mind.
You'll leave
know.
a char pattern.
I think of all these flavors, I would be mostly drawn to the Mystic Dragon hot sauce because I love
Oh,
adventure.
let's go take a look.
Because
Yeah.
a dragon seems most aligned with the concept, with a fire-breathing dragon.
Oh,
With the idea of a hot sauce.
Yeah.
Embark on a daring quest with the fiery heat of Mystic Dragon hot sauce, perfect for slaying taste buds and dragons alike.
You're slaying your taste buds.
It's so much fun to write this copy, huh?
Yes.
I know.
Oh, that's my only issue with something really spicy is it. Yeah, I still want to be able to taste things. I don't want to just die.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she meant the asteroids problem was her biggest issue with
Oh,
us.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That's
Okay.
also
I don't eat them because later when I take a shit, it hurts.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Get you going in both ways. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I think those are
Ring
fantastic.
of Fire.
Well, Kat, I was going to say, the best hot sauces are the ones that add flavor and some kind of kick, right? But they don't linger long enough or damage your palate such that you don't enjoy your food.
Yeah.
When you find those hot sauces, it's like fantastic.
Oh yeah. Do these have some sort of Scoville units on them?
I didn't see anything like that. Did you, Will?
I did
No,
not.
don't
No,
think
that's a
so.
great question too. Maybe we can
Scroll down a little bit.
Oh,
reach out to these folks and find out.
Nutritional
You're right.
information and ingredients, but I don't see like a, here's how much it's going to hurt. I don't see
Right.
that. No.
Yeah, and you know what? For any hot sauce connoisseur, someone really that is into this, this seasoning, would want to know that. So that's a good point. Yeah, maybe we should.
Yep.
ah,
Well, it suggests to me that they're not crazy hot because if they were, they would warn people off. So I think probably they're all pedestrian hot sauces, I'm guessing, and barbecue sauces. I should mention they're not all just strictly hot sauces.
oh, so some of them are barbecue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Breakout, for
Yes.
example, here, Kat. Yeah.
Oh, I
yep,
see.
yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
Breakout. That's
Brick
amazing.
smash barbecue sauce. You bet.
I like how the Crystal Castle's barbecue sauce is a berry barbecue sauce, enchanted berry, in fact. It's kind of a
Ooh,
neat
Mhm.
that.
tie into the game.
Bentley
Sounds
Bear.
like
That sounds
fun.
good. Yeah.
I never played it, but it sounds like it's up my alley.
Oh, the game is so hard.
Oh,
All right, there you go. Hey, I love stuff that's especially coming out like this right around the holiday season. So folks of our generation and of our interest say, what can I get you for Christmas? All right, let me send you this website, atarisauce.com.
I want all of these.
Yes. Start in alphabetical order. Adventure, I think, is the first one, probably. Then. All right, cool. Yeah, maybe we should have a like a hot ones on our show, but with Kat. Ask her questions about stuff and do that. Yeah.
All right, Kat. Look at this camera, this camera, this camera. Tell the people what you got going on.
Brandon says these sauces look so cool, awesome packaging. I wonder if the popularity of hot sauces now has to do with the Hot Ones YouTube show. Probably, right?
I'm sure.
oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's what
Marcus-
Nathan means. He says perfect opportunity for a Hot Ones collab.
Oh no, Marcus gave us the worst news ever. He says he just tried to pre-order for Johnny. No option for U.S. shipping.
Oh no!
There's just got to be a way around that.
Yeah,
This is gonna.
There's a way.
Plus,
I
look,
know
obviously,
people. I know people.
obviously they licensed this. Yeah, but Kat, we're talking about the business, not about a friend that lives in London. She's not going to be doing it for everybody. But this obviously they must have licensed it from Atari to be able to use all these, or they're waiting for a lawsuit. And that said,
Oh, no, they did.
Atari-
Yeah, they
okay.
licensed it.
John knows.
Yeah, we
they
talked
did.
to him. Yeah.
It's such an international brand and a huge brand. They have to figure out a way. Why would they cut a deal with just a one that could only sell it in country?
No.
And I know they did a deal with Atari, because I've talked with the Atari sauce people, just barely, and also Atari is advertising the sauces themselves to try to help give them a boost. So it's all in the up and up.
Cool. So we know there's not going to be any weird ingredients then. I don't know.
Ooh.
If it's on the up and up.
I saw xanthan gum in there.
Yeah.
You did. Did you see anything about Zangief's loincloth?
See, now look, if they get over to other video game consoles, was that Capcom? If they do a Capcom,
No, what's funny is they have done Street Fighter sauces. Will.
they
Did
have?
you make that up? I didn't know it. Yeah, they have.
yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, now I
Really?
wanna
You didn't know that? I
I
thought you
gotta
saw
look
it
it
on
up.
the page. And
I
oh
gotta
yeah,
look it up. Is
Yep.
it on the? Let's see, Capcom
Yeah.
hot sauces. Oh, they have literally Street Fighter 2 hot sauce.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the flavors are. I just saw them listed.
All right,
Do they
let's
have
see
something
here.
for Chun-Li? She was my character.
Let's see. These are gift packs. All right. This writing is so tiny. Reuse Dragon Blaze, Guiles, Patriot, Infernal, Dalsim's Mystic. Here I see Chun-Li. Oh, Chun-Li's Spinning Tornado.
Yes.
Oh,
Blanca's
there you
Electric
go.
Firestorm. Let's just see if
Nice.
we can find it. Zangief's Iron Muscle. All right. They
Oh.
didn't dare to go where we would have gone.
Paging Dr. Filthy. Dr. Filthy. Stat.
Blow. Blazing Atrium says, I don't know how you say that. Atrium capsaicin?
Capsaicin.
Capsaicin is a wonder
Or
drug. That's
capsaicin.
like a ointment for burns or injuries. Probably
No,
what?
It's the spicy. It's the spicy.
That's the spicy stuff.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, he says
it's
a
not
drug,
aloe.
so-
Capsaicin
Oh, well-
is the heat.
Okay. He was saying it was a wonder drug. I thought maybe it was like you apply it after you get burned.
Oh no, they're
Oh.
saying capsaicin is it's known to have beneficial health
kidding.
benefits when you eat hot sauce. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
Some
that it?
people like it.
Capsaicin.
If you can tolerate it.
Not capsaicin. I wasn't quite sure. Right.
Karen says for
Yeah.
about 2 years when people didn't know what to get my dad, they got him hot sauce assortment packages. Did he like
He's
it?
fully stocked.
She puts a laughing
Did he want them? That's a
face.
good
Yeah.
question.
No, she followed up with, "We're not allowed to get him hot sauce anymore."
Oh, okay.
Anymore.
Okay, there you go.
That's like the guy who got ties for too long and is like, no more damn ties.
And Nathan
I have a
says,
full cabinet.
like the games, the sauce is digital only. You gotta get it download.
I gotta
Download it.
You can
download it.
only play with the boxes and the bottles. You just flip them
Yeah,
around.
that's it. Speaking of digital games and other 1980s news, as we learned on Bloody Disgusting, here's an 8-bit horror game worth playing.
Oh.
So I just learned about this UFO 50. It's a collection of 50 single and multiplayer games. And according to their lore, the games were all created by a fictional 80s video game company that was obscure but ahead of its
Interesting.
time. And some of the games are sequels to other games in the collection, so you don't have to worry about not having played the other game because it's in there in the UFO 50.
It's right
And
there.
various characters appear in multiple titles as part of the shared continuity. And they're not mini games though; they are complete games. From opening scene to end credits. Some of them are shorter, some of them are longer, and they're of different genres as well, including shoot 'em ups, puzzle games, and RPGs. The goal of the actual creators, and not this fictional team, was to combine a familiar 8-bit aesthetic, one that we love, with new ideas and modern design sensibilities. But they carefully, according to them, and I've yet to play it, but I trust this is the case. Just the fact that they even are able to voice these considerations, they carefully chose which elements to modernize. So they didn't just make everything brand new and bring it up to they took great efforts to make the games look and sound like actual 8-bit titles from the 1980s. So, for example, they limited the
Great.
color palette across all games.
Okay.
There were certain things, design elements, they decided, okay, this is the parameters. Even though you could do more, it's not going to be a 3D game coming at you. There's not going to be, fantastic cutscenes, I don't think. Video, CD-ROM driven cutscenes kind of thing.
Right? 640 by 480.
Right. Yeah,
FMV
right.
streaming off
The
of a
best they could
CD-ROM.
Right.
Right.
And while I'm sure 49 of the games, or the other 49 of the UFO 50 are worth playing, the one that's got my attention is one called Night Manor.
Okay.
for a few reasons, including the fact that it's called Night Manor, right? I mean, again, we're in this season here of Halloween.
Oh.
And this one is confirmed to be a horror-themed, and here's the other reason I'm interested in playing it, a horror-themed point-and-click adventure that aims to scare the players. So in it, you wake up after a car crash, trapped in a mysterious house where you're hunted by a monstrous killer. To escape, you explore the manor, solve puzzles, and avoid your stalker as he chases you from room to room.
Oh my.
And if just like other point and click adventures that you might have played in the 1980s, one room is just is a single screen, right? And the gameplay involves finding and using objects or attempting to have objects interact with things on the screen or interact with one another in order to solve puzzles and advance the story. In his review for Bloody Disgusting, Aaron Boehm writes that, quote, puzzles are pretty clever and don't rely too much on out of left field solutions that can be annoying in other adventure games, end quote. Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean I got to combine the bubble gum with a dead bird? Like crazy stuff you wouldn't think.
Yes.
Both in the art style of this game and its name, it feels like it's trying to evoke Maniac Mansion.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
It has to be. It's Night Manor, Maniac Mansion. Okay. It looks like a Commodore 64 era kind of game. And I guess it got ported to NES and other things too.
Right.
The other thing that struck me was, I don't know if they did this. When you see a collection like this, and rarely do you see something quite like this. It's usually mini games, as you alluded to, but these are like fleshed out games. I'm hoping, like I want to play this. I'm hoping, is there some connective tissue? Like, is there an overarching story? Are there something in the credits that you learn and you take that to the next game? Like, what's happening across these games? Why just make a collection? When you put them together in this mythical world with this mythical company, you got to have something overarching, I would think. And I bet they do. If they don't, it's a missed opportunity. I still want to play it, but I bet it has something like that going on.
Brandon agrees with you. He says it sounds a bit like Maniac Mansion. And
there you go, Brandon. There you go. Yep. Boom.
I loved point and click adventures. But
Monkey Island.
Yes.
Full Throttle.
Lucasfilm had a lot of good ones. Yeah. The King's Quest games.
Yep.
But yeah, to your gum and dead bird thing. Yeah. So often after you realize that that's the way the game works, you're just putting two things together, another thing and another thing and another thing. You're not even thinking anymore. You're just being methodical about the combinations. It's just
right. You have a matrix. You're like, all right, let's combine this with this and see what that does. And then sometimes you're like, but you only can do that at a specific location. You're like, well, now I got an extra variable.
Right. There's another column I need to add.
Right. Make them make sense, please.
Another dimension. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, John. Yeah, they seem to maybe implying a tie. What they say characters.
It felt like maybe. Yeah. I'm hoping. Yeah.
You got to work quickly though when you solve these puzzles, because here's what I mean by they want to try to scare the players. Because if you don't work fast enough, you may actually be found by the killer, who I'm imagining jump scares on your screen, because it says he pops up on your screen, causing your cursor to get shaky, and then to elude death, you must navigate while you're using your trembling cursor. You must navigate to the various exits on this, one screen after another as you flee room to room. And there are some places to hide that you learn about. So then you hide there, and then there's some action you have to take in order to be able to stay hidden while you're in there. But gratefully, if you do die, the game doesn't reset. You just wake up again in a mysterious room, wondering whether or not your last misfortune was just a dream.
Oh,
I look forward to this. I'm definitely going to check it out.
I just checked for a price, $25 on PC via Steam.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
And relatively new. That means the first sale that comes along, it's going to be $19.99, right?
Yeah.
So.
Right. Yep. And it's on Steam right now. And I think it says other platforms. It says TBD or TBA. So very cool. Yes. Let's clear out some of these things here.
Brandon said one more thing.
Go ahead. Yep.
He says, "Gum and bird. Shit, I shouldn't have eaten the parrot on this plane."
Right, now you can't jump. Nate says Full Throttle was awesome. He also mentions Space Quest.
Yep. Yep. Also,
Karen says to me, do the feet still move when the person tries to leave the room but runs into the wall? That used to happen to me all the time. How do I get my person out of the room?
stop being stuck in the wall.
Yeah. It's something wonderfully nostalgic about even those limitations. All right. Hey, and finally in 1980s news, as reported by Joe Blow, the original Jason Voorhees questions con prices. So Ari Lehman or Lehman, Lehman. I think I've ever heard his name out loud.
Lehman feels like Lehman to me.
Ari Lehman, who played Jason
What do I know?
Voorhees in the original Friday the 13th, is actively against charging fans for autographs or photo ops, although the shift in the industry has forced him into complying. Poor guy. He's being forced to big money. Boo-hoo. I say that, and I only mean half joking. But the other points he makes, I have mixed.
But he is speaking out against making all that money, so he's got a little bit of credibility.
And there's got to be some balance to be struck.
No, stop giving me money. No, quit.
Yeah. So speaking with horror, Lehman, who played blah, 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 blah. We said this already. Okay, so speaking with horror, Lehman said that the overall cost of attending a con is already steep. And when you add the price of collecting autographs from celebrity guests, conventions may be beyond the budgets of many fans. And I do agree with that.
And for those just listening passively, can we point out he played Jason Voorhees in the first film? Do you understand that role was just him jumping out of the lake with a mask?
Yeah.
That was that was it. A blurry flash forward. That was his entire part.
That was it?
Yeah.
He doesn't appear anywhere else?
No. That's
Okay.
at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. He comes leaping out of the lake and he's all
Exactly. That's what I was
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't even hear it, but it sounds like that in my head.
Yep. So
It was my mother did it.
Lehman went on to say, quote, if someone pays to get there, you're paying for gas. You're paying to park, paying to get in. And now you walk up to the first table and somebody's asking for, I don't know, maybe $50 for an autograph and a selfie. Then you go to the next table and it's the same thing. I often wondered, especially for a family that walks in there with a bunch of kids, how can that be fun, end quote. And I do agree in that regard. But I struggle to understand or fantasize about what another business model could be.
Yeah, I don't know.
What he says is, did you say something, John?
Who in their right mind would travel to a show like that and pay money just to get their picture taken with a couple of B-list celebrities? What kind of person would spend that sort of cash? I can't imagine.
I know, right? I feel like I should be turning the camera around on my wall of autographs.
Yes.
Lunatics.
Right. From just weeks ago when I watched Will looking like the cat that ate the bird standing between a couple of his last Starfighter heroes.
Right, yes.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah,
Couldn't miss that.
So Lehman goes on to explain that conventions were originally fan-supported events. But then, according to him, vendors did, quote, backroom deals with celebs, guaranteeing the entertainers for a minimum fee for their attendance. According to Lehman, quote, it changes the scope of how the event is drawing. In other words, they don't need to create an entertainment-based event, and it becomes more of a sales-based event, end quote. Yeah, I mean, it's been like that for a long time now. I guess it
has.
Good.
Now, I could speak so I used to go to a lot of science fiction and Star Trek conventions when I was in college in the very early 90s, like 90 through 95 era, which was the heyday of, Star Trek The Next Generation. And anyway, back then those conventions were quite different. They were held in some hotel. They kind of took over the whole hotel. And your ticket price included the autograph. Now, they would sell you a photo if you didn't bring one, or, if you whatever they had at their table you could buy, but it was all inclusive, right? So you got there, you're like, when you come, you're entitled to an autograph from John Delancey. You're entitled from an autograph from George Takei. Now, photo ops and things like that, those are stretches and those are extra, but you got something.
Yeah.
And now everything is nickel and dime, and it's what's the word? Not al dente.
A la carte?
A la carte.
A la carte. Yes, I knew it was some food thing. Everything's a la carte.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just,
Al, Alan Parsons.
Jantel.
Weird
Yeah.
Al.
but yeah, everything is little nickel and dime stuff. Anything you want is extra. And that's, I'm sure, what he's talking about. And he's right. But how do you compensate those artists for being there? As the article says, over the weekend, they have to get there. They have to.
Yeah.
What's the incentive for them to be there for you when they could be out maybe making money, acting, or doing something else? I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess they get a piece of the door, and then John Delancey's arguing with Patrick Stewart about who gets a bigger cut.
Yeah.
This just sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, Layman, look, here's the good news. If you're a fan of the guy who jumped out of the end of Friday the 13th as Jason, he points out, and I think this is great. If someone comes to his table and is unable to afford an autograph, he said, quote, "I'll be giving out lots of freebies. That's just who I am," end quote. And I think that's fantastic. Yeah, and I've told you guys before, when I've worked at conventions, for fun, and I, followed my buddy Yuri around last year, a few different conventions that he did. That's how a lot of these guys are. That's how certainly Yuri is. It's just like, you can't pay for it. People come up with a story. I'm in college. I only got $20. It's 60. That's fine. $20.
So
Is
Like,
fine.
I'll take 20. Yeah.
Yeah, or just
Give me whatever you got in your pocket.
or whatever.
I
Here,
want to see
take
your
your 20.
inside out pockets. Show me the revenue.
Don't stop till I see lint. I want to know you're not eating later. If you're eating, you owe me money. All right, these guys are good like that. If you do want to see Layman, he's appearing at Scarefest 16 in Lexington, Kentucky in October. So just looking into this, because I originally, honestly, again, how I worked at a lot of these conventions, I was struggling to think of the different prices, and I wanted to give you guys so-and-so charges this and so, because it's quite a range. Most folks charge between $50 and $80, most folks. And again, it depends on how popular you are. How long ago you made a movie. If you're a more retro type person, it's going to be a lower end. If you're a contemporary, a very popular person right now, it's going to be a whole lot more. And in doing that research, I found this in 2016, which is pre-pandemic, by the way, because conventions bounced back after the pandemic. I thought they were dead. I did a lot of work with Wizard World, and the rumor was they're shutting down. They actually got bought out, or it's confusing what happened to business arrangement, but Fan Expo has Wizard World now, I think, or part of it. I don't know. But a couple of years after the pandemic, there's more conventions now than there were back then.
Yeah, so many.
So this article from the Hollywood Reporter from a few years ago, take it with a grain of salt, but they explained, quite frankly, what we've been touching on. Here's how it works. And I guess this one thing wasn't covered in what we talked about. Actors ask for a guarantee, often paid up front. So if you want me to go to your convention, you have to give me X thousands of dollars. Maybe you got to pay it up front. If they're smart to ask for it up front, because I've been in some situations where they don't make enough at the door and then they're not paying people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was at a convention that the celebrities started leaving.
Oops.
When the word was out that the door wasn't as much as they thought, they were like, "Fuck this!" Then I'm not sitting around signing autographs. I'm not going to hit my minimum. And he just left back to the hotel.
Yeah.
But
That's somebody that has enough money to do that.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
These guys,
you're like, I just want to sit here and earn what I can earn, because otherwise at the hotel I ain't making nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Although I'll tell you,
Yeah.
this was a retro convention that I was at, not RetroCon. It was a much smaller one. These guys, I can't imagine they have FU money, John, but they.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I mean, they offered me autographs because I, was hanging out with these guys and I did their panels and interviews and stuff. I paid for them. I was like, please take my money.
I thought you were going to say I declined.
No, I have their autographs on my wall.
No need.
But I made sure they took the money because I was worried, is this guy going to eat later? Yeah, seriously. I won't name names. But anyway, but part of their getting this guarantee is that they're going to show up, they're going to sign autographs, do some photo ops, and sometimes they'll have to do a panel discussion. Usually they have to do at least one, maybe two panel discussions, maybe one per day. Most conventions charge an entry fee and also collect. So most conventions charge an entry fee, but they also collect $5 off of every autograph. Some of them do. The ones I've worked at, there is no mechanism for that. So if you buy someone's ticket at the table, the conventions literally don't know how much money you're making. It's a what do they call it? Like trust kind of situation, self-reporting.
Okay. Yeah. Honesty
So-
policy.
Yeah. So you tell them, all right, I hit my minimum. So we're done. We're good.
Mhm.
You know? And they can tell because they walk around, they see this guy's got hundreds of people lined up. We don't know this guy anything. But they said, but according to this article, they also get, the convention gets $10 off of every photograph as well. Now that might be true because those are often through a separate company with a photographer that takes the pictures. You have to buy the ticket separately. Of course, the stars are flown out. They get luxury accommodations. This is 2016 luxury. The hotel we stayed at RetroCon was very nice. Maybe the nicest in the area. We stayed with this. We were there with the celebrities. You know. We stayed
Yes, we were. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to conventions where I was staying at a hotel that was nicer and closer to the convention center than the actors. So I don't know if this is always true.
Oh boy.
Anyway, so they get the minimum. Anything they could pocket over the minimum, it's found money. It's icing on the cake. Now, according to multiple sources familiar with the convention deals, the basic guarantee rate for genre stars is in the $5,000 to $10,000 range per appearance. All right, so we're talking about your basic stars, maybe lower end folks. They're not so hot right. They're not doing anything right now necessarily. If they've been out of the business for years, it might even be lower than that. But according to this 2016 Hollywood Reporter article, the most popular stars may command anywhere from $35,000 to $250,000 and up.
Really? Oh my goodness.
And it's not uncommon for stars to earn anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 on top of their guarantee.
Wow.
So $1,000
good work
every day.
Man.
They give us a couple of examples. Think $500,000 for Captain America's Chris Evans.
Oh.
Or The Walking Dead's favorite Norman Reedus. These guys walk away with hundreds of $1,000s. Matt Smith, they reported, I think it was, made $250,000 in a day, according to their sources. Apparently, anybody Doctor Who anything makes a lot of money. The demand has become so overwhelming for folks to appear at conventions that the larger Hollywood agencies now have personal appearance agents that book the talent and, of course, take their 10%.
Pound of flesh.
Yeah. So there's also a number of independent personal appearance agencies that do that type of work as well. I'm friendly with a couple of those because some of them also function as quasi publicists for some of the folks who we interview or used to interview on the show.
So access, sure.
Yeah. Anyway, look, I can't think of another way to do it. Like John explained, the way it used to be done. I think it's just easy to poke holes, but I wish there were a way that allowed more folks access to these people because, it's this relationship, right? Look, you are the fan that put me in this position that I have these people lined up.
Yes, yeah.
But I'm going to charge you money to be in my presence.
To just walk in the door. And
walk in the door and then stand within 6 feet of me or 2 feet or 3 feet.
Yeah.
Get my autograph, get a photo, maybe a little bit more.
Yep.
But you wouldn't, it's this weird circular thing. I wouldn't be here for you, but now you're going to pay me.
Right.
I have my house because of you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's this Ouroboros, isn't it? It's like eating its own tail. Like, what is the actual, where does the buck stop? Like who?
Yeah.
It's,
in that sense, the one you were talking about the old way, John, is fairer to the fans, of course.
Of course. Right.
Yeah.
Well, and what happened is even if you didn't want autographs from those people, the autograph for them was baked into your ticket. So there was their guarantee, right? If we sold X number of tickets, then we can afford your guarantee because it's baked into the ticket. And the tickets weren't ridiculous. I mean, this was the 90s. So things were half the price minimum, right? But there's not a perfect solution. It's certainly, it stopped me from getting autographs. I just don't seek them out because I don't want to spend a couple $100 on something that I used to spend $20 or $30 on. It just, I don't treasure it that much. I'm just happy to see the human being and go, I have breathed the same air as Lee Majors. I sat in the chair where he sat and I've been in his aura. I don't need an autograph to prove that. I was there,
Yeah. I feel
it's driving away people like me who would pay a reasonable fee.
Yeah. I feel similarly. I've barely been to any cons, RetroCon, was kind of my first big one, and it's not even that big, right? But I was thinking okay, people are paying to come in so they can buy things, toys, games, whatever. And then I thought about, well, the panels, okay, that's something that you can just go to and you don't have to pay extra for. So
Sure.
earlier, Will, when you said about there being an entertainment,
Right.
you know, it's like, well, where's the entertainment? Okay, well, the panels. You know, we went to one. I found it entertaining. Yeah, it's tricky. This is tricky.
Yeah, and for folks who don't know, if you just want to, seriously, if you want to just go and meet these folks, most of them will just shake your hand. You don't have any money. You just want to say, hi, can I shake your hand, or say how much you've meant to me. They are grateful for that too. They'd rather have your money, but you know, most folks I've ever known or worked with, super nice, down to earth folks who get it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Or if you're in the hotel with them, you can almost crash into them coming out of the elevator.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Can confirm.
There you go. Or you could accost them while they're eating breakfast.
Yep.
Nate
Or in the
says,
line to the bathroom.
right.
Ooh, Kat, what are you doing? What are you doing in RetroCon? I missed that part.
Yeah.
I heard a story.
Hey, he didn't wash his hands. Guys. Don't take autographs from this guy.
Well,
Nate
that one
says-
hand is bionic and it can sanitize itself. So don't worry.
Nate says that Lehman's got his own band called First Jason. That's clever. Brandon says he had just a tiny part in the first film. If I were going for autographs of Jason, it would be for Steve Daskowitz, who played Jason in part 2, or CJ Graham will play Jason in part 6. And Karen points out, obviously, if you live out of state, you got airfare and hotel costs as well. If you're a fan going to the I mean, the good news is they're so ubiquitous now. There's probably one within driving distance at least once a year for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, Karen says, honestly, I would be more interested in meeting you guys and the people from the podcast. Oh, that's sweet.
I love
$50.
For $50. Like your mom.
John will sign anything. Yeah, and I would love to do more panels next year if we can. At least I'll try to do at least 2. I would say 2 or 3. Maybe in some different areas so we can meet some different folks.
Did I just hear something?
Does anyone else hear a cat meowing?
Yeah, when we did our live Garfield thing, there's a cat meowing sound on the music that I played in the background. 45 minutes into the panel, Kat realizes there's a cat sound, which she thinks she's only been hearing because, you believe there was an actual cat in there?
I was intently focused on listening to you two. I didn't want to miss anything coming out of your mouths. So,
yeah.
Does anyone else hear a cat? Anyone else? Is it just me?
Does anyone hear cat from 1980s now? And Blazing Atrium says, if these days the only cons I care about are the gaming ones. Yeah, I love those too. Yeah, and hey, look, SFGE, you can see the Gen X grown-up guys down there. I'm hoping next year, 1980s now, we'll be able to go again.
Yes.
Conflict with any of my schedules. And also, it seems like we're getting invited to another gaming con next summer.
We are?
Yeah, I don't know if we should say officially because there's nothing official about it, but
that sounds exciting and fun.
got the guy's card right here.
Well, you can just tell the people who are watching the live and edit it out of the show, and so you get special access for being here.
You're right. So when we did the 1980s Now panel, a gentleman from Too Many Games, which is a big gaming convention out there, who he said it's like quadruple the size of RetroCon. Take up the whole convention center.
Yeah.
He asked us if we would come out and do another gaming convention, or do a gaming themed panel. So I told him how we did Sword Quest at SFGE last summer, and so
I'll
just do that again. Just pretend like
just repeat them. Right. Yeah. It's a different venue, different crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
I can pretend like I don't know the story.
Yeah. Right. Well, and if you've already seen this, then it's like, play the hits. Just like they want to hear the same song that they loved before. Just,
Parrot. No, guys, this is serious.
Right. This year at SFGE, Cocaine Bear 2.
Right. Revenge of Cocaine Bear.
We have to do the fish on the porch story too with that.
You can do all of it. You're basically going to redo the whole show with new jokes.
Fish.
All right. Hey, once I cut all that out, the show's going to be it's going to be real short. No.
14 minutes.
Hey, all right. Hey, that's it. That's the end of the show.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, all good things must come to an end.
I got to go to bed, so it's probably good we're finishing here.
We don't keep you up, Kat.
Yeah. That's what you do. You keep me up. But this show is brought to you thanks in part to our early adopters, Karen Flieger and Rick Parker.
Yo!
Thank you.
And thank you especially to our Secret of Our Success level Patreon supporters, Tony Great, Nick Guillory, who just showed up at the end here, Matt Marino, John Henderson, Brandon Greer, Steve McLeod, and Marcus Taylor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, see, Nick says just in time for my favorite part of the show. LOL. Yeah, it must be when you shout out
The end.
When I shout
when it's over.
When it's over.
Yeah,
This is
it's
my
over.
favorite part.
No one wanted to hear.
Stop doing it.
it. There you go. Right? Yeah.
You should do that part at the beginning.
Maybe you'll show up soon.
That's it. The theme plays and that was the
That's
show.
right. It's the countdown,
Yeah.
and then it goes to black.
Special thanks to Nick Guillory, and then it ends. Just to cover
Couldn't
up
do without you, Nick.
in case that's also his favorite part. Hey, yeah, thank you, Nick, and everybody else. We're so very grateful for all of your wonderful support. Please, if you're able to also help fund the show week after week, visit us at patreon.com/1980s now. You literally give us $1. That's fine. You take $1. There's like these, people at conventions. We also give away freebies.
Yeah.
And there you go. Right? Okay. Hey, we will talk to you again next time on 1980s Now.
Until next time.
I'm holding out for Pac-Man Ghost Pepper Sauce.
Oh, that's a good. Oh, that sounds dangerous.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Oh, and your tongue changes to blue and starts flashing. Can they work that out?
Well, that's better than the other option.
And you've had too. What is the other option?
On the way out.
Oh, when you crap, you go. Woo, 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 woo. You collapse and explode.
Are these your butt cheeks?
Inverting.
Yeah, and then the little 3 lines. Blink.
Bloop.
My crack is gone. My crack is gone. It's sealed over.
Insert coin.
To get the crack started again.
Yes.
Honey, I need a quarter, quick. I need I need a quarter and no judgment. You're gonna need a blindfold, a little to the left.
I got, that came with a visual. That was a gift. Thank you.
Way to hear the sound. Bloop, bleep. What's that coin drop sound?
What are you doing in there?
Yeah.
Try my hot sauce.
How are you talking and making that sound at the same time?
Don't ask questions you're not ready for the answer to.
Brandon says, perhaps when you eat the Pac-Man sauce, everyone runs away from you.
Yeah.
They turn blue.
Yes.
You eat it. You flatulate, and they go. They turn blue and run.
Run.
They run back to their house.
Right. And they get a little far away from you, they'll flash white again. And then they'll go back to their natural color.
And they get color back in their face. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I like where this is going. I don't want to
Perfect.
play
Yeah.
this game, but I like the creativity.
It depends on which role you have.
That's exactly right. That's true.
Are you a ghost?
Hey, I'm going to say this just because some of the folks who voted for this are on here right now and see that I'm thankful. But I've got a copy of my book here. That's just a draft copy. Look, it's just a draft copy. Don't get too excited.
Haunting
But
us
I
with
had
the
asked
news.
on Patreon for folks to pick the cover because it had a few different versions of it, and this is the one that most
did?
folks voted for.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
Kat, if you become a supporter of the show, you'll find out.
Yeah, I don't do anything for this show.
This is the extent of my support. I'm sorry.
Actually, you know what, Kat? On Patreon, they now have you could join and you could support an account for free. You could just and depending on the creator, they can give free people access to the stuff or not. And right now, I have it set that anybody can see anything.
Oh,
So you can't, it's like
time for me to join.
if somebody's having a moving party and you go, but you don't help them move. That's basically what that level is.
Yes.
But you still get the pizza when it's all over.
Oh, yeah, you have the pizza and the beer and you stand around and shoot the shit, but you don't lift the box.
Yeah.
That's
or you
what
bring the
free tier
pizza
on
and you're
Patreon
like,
is.
but I brought the pizza. Don't say I didn't do anything for you.
I'll make you some cookies.
Well, Kat, I've been reluctant to tell you that you could just sign up for free and I'll let you see stuff because I don't want you to see what I say about you.
Oh no,
the supporters. So,
I'm gonna be asking all these people. I want to hear from Brandon and Nick and Karen. What
They
what
sign
is
NDAs when they
saying.
join Patreon.
Oh.
That's part of the thing.
Right.
It's a box you tick. Right. There's a cat hush clause you have to agree to prior to entering your credit card number.
Yes. Oh, Brandon says, yeah, Will's so awesome. Yeah, thanks, Brandon. He's been very supportive of this concept. I gotta tell you, it's a lot thicker than I thought it would be. Oh, yeah.
Dude, that could be a
Brandon, big kiss
doorstop.
up.
Good. Listen to it hit the table.
Is it triple spaced, or did
There's a lot
you
of
pad it
pictures.
out to meet the
Yes. Oh my
required
God, yes.
assignment?
Yep.
I'd like it to hit
it's 3
my
chapters.
table over here.
Right.
I'd like to hit my table.
Thump. Throw it through the camera.
Yeah, I will eventually.
I think Will's afraid to let me be one of the advanced readers because he thinks I'm just going to pick on him about grammar and punctuation.
Because you're an advanced
It's
reader.
not that I think you pick on me. It's just I don't need that kind of feedback right now. That's a whole other thing that people do.
Ah. Right. I need love, but not tough love.
No, it's not. I can handle tough love. Kat's tough love was, you got a comma? I got to tell you something. This is literally what she said to me. I love semicolons. Have you ever heard anybody say such a sentence? Kat said that. I love semicolons.
That's hot.
So she was having me combine a bunch of things together with semicolons.
Only a couple things.
Right. Kat's like, do you have a comma on your keyboard? What are you doing, Will?
Oh, he does not make use of commas nearly enough. He is
Do you
not
know what a
fan
fucking
of
clause
commas.
is?
I'm like James Joyce. It's just long run-on sentences, no punctuation.
James Joyce has earned the right to do that.
Nick
says
hit us
that's
with
what
a that's
she
what she
said.
said.
Yeah, what was
but
he
I don't
referring
know
to?
what it was.
I don't know, which
I
was
want that on my table. Was it that?
Was it I love semicolons?
I want that to hit my table.
I want that to
maybe
hit my
the
table, yeah.
semicolon.
Oh.
It must have been the
Hey, Kat, look at this. I want that to hit my table. Brandon says that's the equivalent to eating the parrot just to keep away from doing the lifting.
Doing the
Yes,
lifting.
that's Kat. Yes, that's Kat at the
You'll do
moving
anything
party.
to get out of work.
I've got a mouthful of pizza.
I can't lift a box.
I could choke.
That's one of my favorite lines.
And then you're like, oh no, now my tummy.
Does anyone have
Can't
an
lift.
antacid? We packed it already. You would have known if you
Yeah.
did anything.
Lift a box, you'll find the antacid.
Yes.
That white powder. Never
It's
mind.
the cocaine from Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine.
Yeah,
Cocaine.
yeah.
You know, yeah.
All right, hey
Antacid.
everybody, we love
Antacid.
y'all. Yep. John's got to go eat a parrot, and I got to go watch Only Murders in the Building with my family.
Mhm.
That's our
Night.
Keep a
22.
cat up.
ritual.
Off to bed.
I
As
gotta
the
go
cat
like
goes to
this.
sleep. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to
Good
you again
night.
next week.
See ya.
Everyone.